Hi, I'm Dawn Kelly, otherwise known as PR Maven 17, and I'm still on my tour of Southeast Jamaica, Queens, meeting nonprofit organizations and sole proprietors operating brick and mortar stores selling all kinds of culture and commerce. So now we're at Life Camp, one of the premier organizations in Queens that is curing violence. And we're going to be talking with Erica Ford, CEO of Life Camp. Come on with me. I'm here with Erica Ford of Life Camp. So, Erica, thank you for having me here today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Always welcome at Life Camp.
Wonderful, wonderful. So today, I've been on a tour of Southeast Jamaica, Queens, actually visiting all of the small businesses and some of the nonprofits so we could get a handle on the commerce and the culture that's going on in our hood. Because a lot of times, when we see information about New York City, we kind of like the best kept secret.
Thanks.
And so I thought it would be important to talk to you, because what you all are doing here, curing violence, interrupting crime, and saving people's lives, I thought it was important for us to capture that today. So can you tell us a little bit more about Life Camp, how long it's been in existence, and what was your motivation for starting it?
It's actually our 20th anniversary now at Life Camp. It's been 20 years. We started at York College. We started at August Martin High School to help give young people a tool and access to help break the cycle of violence, to help them heal from the trauma that is so rapid in New York City and particularly in the 80s and 90s here in Southeast Queens. And so, we've been doing the work ever since, and we're actually celebrating our 20th anniversary right now. This month, April, is our 20th anniversary.
Wow, how wonderful that we're doing this at this time. So tell me a little bit more about 20 years. Like, what are some of the highlights of those 20 years?
The highlight is this Peace Mobile that we're sitting on, right? A mobile unit that can go through the community and mobilize peace and show up and help people heal wherever they are. One of the highlights is the creation of the New York City Crisis Management System, where we help give life to a system that is used out of the mayor's office here in New York City, the basis of reducing violence in New York City, as well as Peace Week here in New York City is another highlight. And then, of course, April 8th, this Friday, is Erica Ford Day in New York City, and so that is definitely another highlight. But the highlight is those young people whose lives that we changed, whose lives that we were able to transform and make sure that they did not go in the same cycle as their parents, that they did not go to the graveyard as an option for them, and to really reduce and have 4 years here in Southeast Queens where there was no killings in our catchment area, and to have 562 days where there were absolutely no shootings. Those things are tremendous to us, and helping build some of those young entrepreneurs, because we taught a lot of young people how to be entrepreneurs and how to build their own business.
Well, congratulations to you and your team. How many kids, how many people do you think actually have gone through Life Camp? Well, give us an estimated number of the lives that you help save, help grow, help expand.
So, I would say we close to impacting 1 million lives, at least, because we do a lot of large events. We have a lot of social media, and then a lot of celebrities who come to the events. And then when you talk about the intricate programming, you talk about families, right? Because if you're helping someone, you're helping transform. We focus on families, and so I would say easily we've impacted over 1 million lives throughout the United States.
That's wonderful.
Because we're all over. We're based here. Our brick and mortar is here, but our reach is throughout the United States. Just this weekend, we did a training at York College with over 75 folks from around the nation. And so us training them and providing them with the knowledge of how to help people heal, how to implement the type of programming that we do. And we took them on the Peace Mobile. They're going to get Peace Mobiles in their city. So indirectly, we're impacting lives throughout the city, throughout the nation, without us even being there, right? And then with our young people, we used to have teen parties. Remember, we used to have 500 to 1,000 young people on a monthly basis that would be coming in and changing, because they changed the culture of how they lived, of what was cool, because they couldn't come into the Tea Party if they was having fights, if they was messing up in school. So, and everybody wanted to go to the Tea Party. Yeah. So, we've impacted millions of lives over these 20 years.
And didn't I see you recently with President Biden?
Yeah.
So what was happening?
Oh, so he came here to New York City, and I was one of the people who was at the event that he was at. But last year on my birthday, which was April 8th, Erica Ford Day in New York City, don't forget that. Yeah, I was at the White House. I was on the lawn, the Rose Garden, as he made those executive orders around gun violence, around redistributing funds to community violence intervention work. And so just being part of this whole motion with the White House has been a tremendous experience as well, helping to, because never in history has so much money been placed in the hands of Black and brown people to deal with the issue of gun violence in our cities and with our young people's lives.
So tell me what's next. What's next for Life Camp? What's next? What's the next 20 years going to bring for Life Camp and for the young people that it impacts?
So definitely it's passing the baton, right? And having someone else run the day-to-day operation so that I can, go on a higher level of building our institute and really just going around the nation and around the country and teaching what I've learned in the last 34 years of doing this work. We're opening up a training institute here in Southeast Queens. We are doing a pilot demonstration project which expands our catchment area to all of Southeast Queens, and really working to build and retrain how we relate to police and how police relate to us, and using Southeast Queens as the ground zero on where people can learn how to do that,
That's wonderful. So now tell us, how can other organizations find you? How can young people find you? Where can they find you on Instagram or social media? Their phone number, website? Explain that to us.
Life Camp Inc. on all social media platforms, and we're here in Southeast Queens, 111 Supton Boulevard. They can come through. We're going to be opening a new office on Rockaway Boulevard. We're partnering with Eagle to have midnight basketball and stuff inside there, so they can find us in various places in Southeast Queens. Google us, go to our website, and just hit us up.
Thank you so much, Erica.
Thank you for stopping by.
Keep being impactful.
Thank you.